Julie. I'm excited to be joined by Brian and Erin of Prism to talk about lending innovation today. Let's dive in by just thinking about the credit market right now. There's a lot of tightening going on. How are companies continuing to innovate through all of this?
I think the first step that companies are taking is really taking a look at whether they need to grow or they need to tighten down some of those their credit risk strategies and stuff of who they're allowing in the door. So we've seen, we at Prism do a lot of cash flow underwriting, where we're taking what's in your bank account and trying to translate that into a credit score. We've seen a lot more attention paid on the front of who should I allow in rather than grow as the economy softens and we're looking possibly at a recession later this year. I think a lot of companies are looking for more innovation on not just how can I grow more, but how can I grow responsibly and let the people in the door who I know are going to be safe bets for the future.
And then once folks are in the door, it's all about making sure you understand what's happening in their lives right now, right? So we're working with companies to help them understand consumer income stability, spending habits, saving habits, things like that. At Petal, we just announced this morning, Petal is sort of doubling down on its card portfolio, and Prism is spinning out. So Prism is spun out. We're now a fully independent company from Petal, so we're able to be fully commercially focused and help banks, credit unions, fintechs, all these other companies really have an eye toward accurate decision making and things like that.
So if we're to have this conversation at Fintech Nexus in 2028, 5 years from now, what would be some of the innovations and what will have defined lending in that time frame?
I think, what I think is going to happen is that a lot of people are going to focus less and less on more traditional data sources. So I think you look at all the companies that are here and they're all talking about stuff that's not traditional credit report data. Even the credit bureau themselves have started looking at the clarities or things like that to look at alternative data that they can add in to make their offerings more powerful. So things like cash flow underwriting, looking at consumer behavior outside of just their credit report, looking at what consumers can bring and offer themselves, I think is going to be a lot more powerful. And 5 or 10 years from now, the CEO of VantageScore said himself, we don't see a world without things like cash flow or things like alternative data sources. That's going to be the score and the way of the future in terms of credit decisioning.
I think putting the consumer at the center, right? So
Yeah.
Open banking is almost here. It's here in a small way. And I think if we think about the next few years, I remember Apple Pay in 2011. I was at a bank and it was first, introduced, and it was like a slow adoption. And now I use it all the time.
Yep.
I think open banking is going to be very similar. As consumers get used to linking their bank accounts and they know how to do it, and they feel comfortable, consumers sort of being at the center of having the choice of this is my data, this is how I want to use it, will power a lot of what Brian's talking about in new ways and sort of really more holistic ways of looking at consumer financial health.
Well, thank you guys and congrats again on the spin out.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Thank you very much.